change to the lineup? First, no Mookie Betts, now Mookie's back in, no Max Muncy. What just kind of has that lineup decision to make a change?
Initially, I had Mookie having a scheduled day off, and then Max went into the cage today to start his routine, and then felt a little soreness in his side, in his right side. So we just felt that talking to training staff to err on the side of caution, just to kind of have him down. Don't know. I figured it's day to day. We'll get some testing, and then Mookie will be in there obviously tonight, and we'll see how Max responds with a couple days off.
When you say side, are you thinking oblique, and is it the same one as last year?
It's not the same as last year. Max feels that it's not muscular, but I think once we get some testing, we'll know more.
That'll be tomorrow?
That'll be tomorrow, yeah.
Is there anything new on Brock his testing today?
It was just more pretty benign wear and tear. It's going to be a few weeks before he returns. I'm sure. I think he got like an injection to kind of calm it down. But it's going to be I think it's a week of no throwing, something like that.
Is that about like best case scenario that could have come from that?
The best case scenario, and it's just good that Brock flagged it early.
No like structural damage that you could...
No structural damage, no.
How did Yates look today, and what's the next step for him?
So Kirby is, if it goes well, he might be going out on assignment. So I think that it was good. He felt good about it. So as we sit here on Wednesday, there might be an opportunity to send him on a rehab assignment here in a few days.
Is the hope still for Kopech to also be going out in rehab soon?
Michael is going to be pitching tomorrow night with Roki. Roki's going to go 3 innings. Michael will go 1 inning tomorrow.
Last time you talked about just with the standings, technically right now the Padres are a half game up, with it essentially being tied at the top. You basically were saying that it's like starting a new season. Is that kind of just the mindset and approach you have to go with moving forward?
Yeah, I think that's a healthy way to look at it. Whatever we did prior to today really doesn't matter, given where we're at in the standings and quite honestly how we've been playing. So I think for us it's just getting back to just trying to win a game. And it's obviously been hard for us to stack up wins and win series. And I think for me it's the positive is that where we're at and still not even coming close to playing our brand of baseball. So that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing.
Dave, Shohei's 4 innings today?
Shohei's 5 innings today.
5. I'm going to have to shout my question here. Do you think the standings might tempt you to push Shohei as a pitcher maybe a little bit more than you originally planned, especially given the state of your bullpen right now?
I don't think so, Alden. I think that the process that we're going with Shohei, the approach, I believe in it. Shohei's comfortable with it, and I just don't feel that trying to push because of the standings is a smart thing to do. So I don't see that. If we do get to 6 innings, it won't be any reflection of a response to anything going on in our division.
Do you think you might get to 6 innings?
I still think it's unlikely. I think 5 is going to be the max for this regular season.
How important is it for you guys, though, to just sort of keep that diligence with him and keep the long term in mind, even given like current circumstances?
I think it's not easy when you're kind of in it and you're competing. But he's just such a valuable player to us, offensively, as a pitcher, and so to kind of push for an extra inning or call it 5 extra innings in totality, it just doesn't, it's not worth it. There's just way too much downside instead of just staying the course. And we all feel comfortable with our plan right now.
Hey, if I remember right, I thought you said it was going to be like 2 outings of 4 innings, going to 5 right now. Is that just a reflection of how he's feeling? Or?
I think this is more of how he's feeling.
There's been a lot of firsts for Shohei, obviously, with his former team. What do you think today means to him that he's pitching against them?
I think he has a lot of fond memories of being here and definitely appreciates playing for this club. But I don't think it's certainly not emotional or sentimental. I think right now he is focused on helping us win tonight, and that's all he cares about.
Dave, kind of the same question that Alden was asking, except in regards to like the other pitchers. Might you push those guys like another inning, ask them to get an extra out here or there because of the state of the bullpen?
Yeah, I think so. I think that when we're running a 6-man pen, they're getting extra rest. They've my thought is to push them more. But that's also the situation's got to call for it. They've got to allow for me to give them that opportunity. You look at last night, I couldn't have given Yoshi any more. And so those are things that in a perfect world, I'd love to give him an extra inning, absolutely.
How are you kind of viewing like the end of the game right now and how you guys close that out with Scott down right now?
We certainly don't have a dedicated closer. I think there's guys that I believe in, have proven it, are maybe not pitching the way that they're capable of right now. So I think for me it's looking at usage and who's available that night and who I feel can get those last 3 outs.
Do you think, with like a guy like Bessie has been pretty reliable for you throughout the season? Obviously at the beginning of the year, you guys were short on starters, had to lean on the pen a lot. Do you think those innings have kind of started to maybe add up for those bullpen guys and maybe we're kind of seeing the effects of that right now?
I don't know. I think that for me, I really do. I get very well informed on the usage of our guys in the pen. And they're all in line with what they've done recently. So it's not like something that's new to any of these guys. Obviously the bullpen innings as a unit is high up there, but we've also cycled through a lot of guys and, bullpen games or piggybacks and things like that. But as far as individually, I think that Alex in particular, he's right in line with what we'd expected this year and in years past.
And I know this Hendricks is a reverse splits guy, but having been Porto out, is that just matchups or more just kind of how it's been going for him the last couple of weeks?
I think it's a combo. I think that I want to get Alex in there versus the reverse guy. I think Michael's, going through it. He's going to be in there on Friday. But I do think that, I got to try to find some combinations to get some production and some consistent production. And, that's just kind of, where we're at this time of season. I've got to do that.
What have you been seeing out of Porto? Is it similar to some of the stuff that he was kind of struggling with the first half of the season?
I like the aggressiveness. I just think that sometimes I think he's pressing. I do, and I understand it. I think the preparation's there, the care, the will. There's just some uncharacteristic chase and then some uncharacteristic passivity in the zone. So that's sort of a bad combo, and that probably lends itself to pressing. Like I said, which is natural because he wants to do well. So he's in there working hard.
The numbers have been turning around a little bit in July. Had you guys thought that you might have turned the corner as an organization that Porto would figure things out?
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the bet. Just seeing how he was in July, and you approach the deadline, and I thought if the organization showed support in him, and as far as not trading for someone outside the organization, and hoping to build off of July.
Where's Brewster Gratterall physically at this point?
Physically, he's in Arizona.
Beyond that.
Beyond that, Jim,
That's a good one.
I don't think he's throwing a baseball right now.
Is there a chance that he might be back sometime in September?
I think there's a small chance.